Sir, you're running late for the video.
Oh God, I almost missed this shot, and I could have missed this whole video recording because of this small error that I could have made, which we call it as a procrastination. Now see, most of you are watching this video, you will realize that we all have these projects. We all will be doing and indulging into so many activities that we think that would sort of change our lives. But what we do is we just put it aside. We just leave it for some other day. We think that tomorrow probably I'll become a superstar and then my superpowers will make that work done. And the days go by and the work pile up. And what happens is all these wonderful things that had the energy to transform our lives, now they become our liabilities. They turn into problems. And when these problems create this huge amount of pressure, we then succumb under this pressure. Don't you feel that? Haven't you experienced that sort of an experience in your life where you thought that you could have done it much earlier, but you failed doing it? Or you may have realized that if I could have worked just a little bit more harder, I could have won this. I could have secured this. We do this, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. If you're watching this, we all have this habit of procrastination. It's like an addiction. It's like an addiction that is spoiling us, that is spoiling all the opportunities that we actually have. And if you think about it, when you tend to delay things, when you procrastinate, you tend to lose on your ability to excel in life. Because what you do is you reduce on your brain's ability to think, to react, to go into depths of a thing, to actually emerge as winners, to actually say that yes, I have done this on time. But since we don't do it on time, we end up with all sort of problems, and then that demotivates us, and then we lose the energy to do that thing again, because now we are worried, oh my God, I've got so much of things, I'm so busy like a bee and I have no time for anything. Do you have a situation like that? That is because you are been bitten by this bug we call as procrastination. And now, what does it do to you? What does this do to you? How is it harmful to you? Procrastination, we lose our focus. When we lose our focus, we lose on the opportunity to learn, to revise, and to then reproduce this intellectual ability in the examination. And when this happens, the scores goes low. When the scores go low, we lose our self-esteem. When that happens, we lose the ability to actually grab upon opportunities that are waiting for us because we procrastinated. We didn't do that on time. And I wish at that point of time, we all wish that I wish I could have done it on time. Time is money. Boys and girls, we need to work on this whole ability of time and to respect time. When you further procrastinate, you tend to create more sort of a negativity around you, because you're trying to have this act of ignorance, this whole act of as if you're totally unaware, as if it is not important to your life. But it is. We're just putting it off. But let's not blame each other that you are procrastinating and I'm procrastinating. Let us go deep to understand why do we procrastinate. Now, if there is a pizza party thrown by your friends and there is your favorite flavor of your pizza, would you procrastinate eating it? Would you delay eating it? No, I wouldn't, and you wouldn't as well. We would just delve into that, dig into that pizza because we love that pizza. But is it because you have never eaten a pizza? No, you've been eating pizzas for I don't know how many umpteen number of times. But it is because there is a very positive connotation, an experience, an encounter that you have associated with the pizza. Now that's the same thing that we have to train our brain to actually understand, how do I create this positive connotation? One of the reasons that we procrastinate is because we think probably it's too easy. I'll do it some other time. Or maybe you'll think it's very difficult. I don't think I'm capable of doing it. Or number three, you could just feel that probably I'm not meant for this. So we start giving us this blame game where we don't really understand our own personal capabilities, and because of a certain glitch and a certain shortcoming, because of our unawareness, we then label us as incompetent individuals who probably lack the ability to deal with a given problem. Probably in subjects like science and mathematics, or probably some people find it to read a huge amount of theoretical concepts from subjects like social studies and so on and so forth. But each one of us will have our own reasons to move away. So which means that motivation is lacking. We need that sort of energy that says, yes, I like it. I'm going to read this. I'm going to imbibe this. I'm going to extract every possible drop of juice out of this. And I say, yes, I'm going to emerge as a winner because I will not procrastinate. It is very important that we create this self-motivation inside us. And then another thing that you probably would not we procrastinate is because sometimes, there's a huge syllabus. Oh my God, it's like larger than world. It's like a syllabus that can spread across all the planets and the galaxies and the Milky Ways. It's huge, it's momentous. So what do? Very simple. We just break it down. Break down your problem, break down your syllabus, break down the assignment, break down the project. Give yourself that time. Each time matters. And give yourself this time to sort of self-gratify yourself as well. If you're watching television, if you're into video games, if you're doing online games, if you're into social media, I will not stop you. Go ahead. You must do that, because something that builds up the creativity inside you, you must practice it. But the key here is moderation. Addiction is bad. We have to keep that level of moderation, like a little bit of here, a little bit of there, a pinch of salt, and that's what creates all the flavor. So we don't remove the complete amount of salt, or we don't even pour excess salt. What we do is we use that small pinch at the level of moderation that gives us the keyword of actually self-gratifying ourselves. Because we have to understand that as long as we are not happy, we are not satisfied, I don't think that we can actually make anybody else or anything else happy and better. So, responsibility number one, make yourself a much happier, better person. Motivation comes through that when you start liking your own self. That's what self-confidence is all about. It's all about how much do you like yourself. Number two, what we need to do is after you break the assignment, try to seek help. There are certain things that we don't know. You could be in a new city, for example, and you could be looking for an address and which you're not aware because you've never been to that place. So what do? We just roll down a car window and we just knock on the other person and say, excuse me, do you know this address? And that person says, okay, you go here, take a left, take a right, and then after you see a whatever building and that's your address. So what we're doing is we're taking help from an expert, somebody who has been there and done that. And we should not hesitate to do that. In your case, your seniors, your parents, your friends, your peers, your teachers, your subject experts, you should not hesitate to go and speak to them. That's very important. When you do that, they give you a perspective that you never knew even existed. We all procrastinate. I'm not blaming anybody here. I procrastinate myself. In fact, if you see, I was about 10 minutes late for this shoot. I procrastinated, and I have 20,000 reasons to justify why I was late. But the point here is, when I'm late, I lose. You are late at the airport, the flight takes off. When it takes off, you know, a lot of things that you lose when you do that. So be on time. Try to respect the whole aspect of time. Your marks is a part of what defines your career advancement. We do need that at this point of time. I don't want you to get into that whole thing that we don't need marks. At this point of time, you need. Probably 20 years down the line, you may not need. But at this point of time, you need that. You need that to quantify and glorify your academic excellence and your academic achievements. And we can only do that when there is a sense of dedication inside us. It's very important. We cannot live our life only based on coincidences and probabilities and assumptions. We need to come out into deliberations, into action, into something which has an intention, a strong motive. So what you need to do, boys and girls, is I would request that you create that storm inside you. It's very, very important that we need that storm, but be very cautious. Do not get caught in that whole hurricane of procrastination, because that is one thing that could possibly bring you down. And I hope this should be enough for you for the day, for a dose in terms of how do I make myself a much more effective, efficient, time managing individual by just avoiding one little thing, which is procrastination. I wish you that you become a pro in everything good that is available in the life, but I would just request that you do not get into procrastination, right? So thank you very much for watching this video. There is this small little button there that says thumbs up. Please click on it. There's a bell icon. Click on it. Subscribe to our channel. Do not procrastinate. Thank you very much and wish you all the best. Thank you very much.